Hi, Adam from Salon Business Secrets here. One of the most annoying things about running your own business is clients. There, said it. Most clients are wonderful most of the time, but then there are those few of them that cancel at the last minute, constantly arrive late for their appointment. I'm so sorry I was late. The traffic was awful and the train was late and I couldn't find my keys and the kids wouldn't put their shoes on. And then there's this weather. Didn't stop you grabbing that Starbucks though, I see. Anyway, the worst of these are those that simply fail to show up for their appointment completely, aka no-shows. So what can you do as a salon, spa or clinic owner to lose those late cancellations, eliminate late arrivals and nullify no-shows from your business? Well, I've got 6 tried and tested tips to help you remove this particular frustration from your world, and I'm going to share them with you in the rest of this video. So, here are 6 tried and tested tips to lose those late arrivals, curtail those late cancellations, and nullify those no-shows. Number 1, first up, you need to have a cancellation policy. And I mean it needs to be written down and referred to everywhere. Have it in your salon on the wall, available for people to take away, on your website, a link to it on your emails, on your text messages, on your receipts, on your price list, business cards, leaflets, flyers, posters, everywhere. Now it needs to cover what your cancellation policy is, the time frames it applies to, i.e. 48 hours, 24 hours, 12 hours, and what the charges are at each time frame. Make sure to reference late arrivals in there too. For example, if you are more than 10 minutes late for an appointment, that is deemed to be a no-show. Make sure this is clear. Now do try keep it as simple as possible though. Really needs to be no room for confusion for a client. A client should clearly know if they cancel or move an appointment within 24 hours of their booking, they will be charged 20% or 50% or whatever you decide. And if they fail to show up for an appointment completely, it's full payment. Now, number 2 is enforcement. Now, obviously having a cancellation policy isn't a magical one that will stop people messing you around in the future, but it's the first step and it's the first tool in your toolbox. Now, the initial power of the cancellation policy is in people knowing about it. It's up to you how you enforce it. Now personally, I like to give people a chance. So the first time a client messes you around, I tend to advise a little restraint. Maybe speak to them, maybe remind them in a friendly way that you do have a cancellation policy and why you have it. Basically because it costs you money if they fail to show or cancel their appointment at short notice. Now, if you have any sort of booking or management software, make a note of the client record that they have broken the cancellation policy and that you have spoken to them about it and whatever you've agreed. Now, if the same person does this again, this is where you're going to have to think about enforcing your policy. Now, getting someone to pay for an appointment that they cancelled late or failed to show up for is easier said than done. So you're going to need to use your own judgment here. Speak to them again. Was there a genuine reason? Use your best judgment, but definitely make another note on their client record that this is 2 strikes against them. Possibly insist on payment in advance for any future bookings that they make with you. If the same person does it again within a reasonable time frame, that's it for me. Enforce the policy as much as you can. It's difficult to actually obtain payment from someone in these circumstances, and the laws around charging people for appointments they fail to show up for differ greatly around the world. So make sure that you are on the right side of the law here. Now, depending on the amount of money in question, it could be more effort than it's worth to take things to the point of legal action. That's completely up to you. But if the client will not honour your cancellation policy, I'd have no issue with sacking them as a client and not taking any more future bookings from them. If they won't respect your time, why should you deal with them as a client? Now, number 3 is to take a card. You could opt to take credit card details to secure a booking. Now, this is not a payment, this is just the card details which people are more open to giving you. However, once again, those legalities come into play. The rules vary around the world, but in the UK, as an example, you are allowed to record someone's credit card details against a booking as long as they're kept secure, but you are not allowed to record the 3-digit security code on the card, and without this, the information is pretty much useless. But the client doesn't necessarily know this, and I've used this in the past with clients as a very effective deterrent to people cancelling late or failing to show up for bookings. Just remember that if you do capture the card details, I advise you to seek legal advice from wherever you're based. Plus, even if you do have the information, what you are then allowed to do with it is also very limited. So again, this is more of a deterrent than an actual solution. Now, number 4, send out appointment reminders. Now, probably the biggest effect to be had on no-shows and late cancellations is to send out appointment reminders. Now, I've run tests on this, and reminders alone reduce no-shows by over 70%, which is huge. Now, my advice will be to use SMS text messages to do this. The communication is far more quick, and the read rate of text messages is far higher than emails. You've got to rely on people checking their emails to even stand a chance of them seeing an email reminder, but a text message appears right there on the front screen of your phone, and you really can't ignore it. Now, I haven't yet had a chance to run tests using things like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, but I do have plans to do this, so watch this space. Now, make sure you send them out close enough to the appointment that people won't forget again, but far enough away so that if the reminder triggers them to cancel or move their appointment, you've still got chance of refilling it. Now, you also need to consider your cancellation policy, as it's pointless sending out a reminder once your client is already in the time frame of your cancellation policy. Now, I find that 2 to 3 days before your client's appointment is the best time to send reminders out. Pretty much every piece of booking software or management software can do this, and for me, this is one of the biggest reasons to use booking software in the first place. Now, if you don't have software, it is possible to do this manually from your phone, but for the time it's going to save you, it is worth looking at some simple software to take care of this for you. At number 5 is a reminder to deal with no-shows professionally. I know it's annoying, but it's vital to treat your clients with respect and professionalism, so always listen to why they were late or failed to show for an appointment. Remember that sometimes people do have genuine reasons, and you do run the risk of losing a client if you enforce your policy when your client doesn't feel it's justified. Now, I think a good rule of thumb here is to put yourself in the shoes of your client once you've spoken to them. How would you want to be treated in their place, in their position? If you treat everyone like this, then I don't think you can go far wrong. At number 6, take the money. Now, the strongest position to be in when dealing with any breaches of your cancellation policy is where you already have your client's money. Now, it's an excellent deterrent against people simply not showing up. In fact, this will almost certainly eliminate no-shows entirely. And in a situation of a late arrival or a late cancellation, again, you have your client's money already, so you're in a much stronger negotiating position. Fortunately, we now live in a world of online bookings, and people have pretty much come to expect that if they make a booking online, they have to pay for it online. It's so easy to take payments online these days. You can send PayPal links to people. Heck, you can even take payment in text messages and automatically on Facebook Messenger. Now, I'd be encouraging as many clients as possible to be making their bookings online with automated payments using your booking software if it has the capability, and it really should have the capability. And if a client makes a booking over the phone, sure, take their booking by all means, capture their mobile phone number, and then send them a link for payment to secure their booking. Now, I get resistant to this point number 6, all the time, and I have done for years. People telling me that their clients won't like it, that they won't like being charged in advance. Well, first of all, you don't know until you've tried it. And second, why not? If they intend to come in for their appointment, why would they have a problem with paying in advance? Taking payments in advance has never been easier to do, like I said, and it has 2 incredible side effects also. First of all, it's great for your business cash flow. You have the money in the bank before you've even done the treatments or the service, which is fantastic. But be careful, it's not your money yet. It's not revenue until you've performed the treatment. So, while it's reassuring to know that the money is there, don't go spending it just yet. Now, secondly, taking online payments for treatment and service bookings increases secondary spend on things like retail products and upgrades when they actually come into your business. Now, the reason for this is that your client has already paid for their treatment beforehand. They don't have to hand over any money on the day, so it's sort of like the treatment hasn't cost them anything. Now, this puts people in a generally more open to buying mood, so they're more likely to spend that extra bit of money on the skincare product that you recommend, or the night serum that will help them keep their skin looking youthful following the amazing facial that they just had with you. So there you go. Follow the 6 tips in this guide to keep your troublesome clients in line. Now, what do you think? Do you have any other ways that you've dealt with repeat offenders of the late arrival kind? Let me know in the comments below this video. Did you find this video useful? Well, if you're seeing this bit, then you're not watching on my private Facebook group, Beauty Business Hackers, and that means you're missing out on other great tips, advice, videos, lives, and ways to help you grow your independent salon, clinic, or spa business more quickly, or you're missing out on money, literally leaving it right there on the treatment table. Now, I can help you with that, and I can even help you take control back of your business and get some of that much needed time back in your lives. Just search Facebook for Beauty Business Hackers and click to join our rapidly growing community of business-savvy, successful beauty business owners. It's completely free, and to save you even more time, there's a link in the description for this video. And if Facebook isn't your thing, or you think you spend too much time on it already, then check out my #1 rated podcast, the Beauty Business Podcast, to listen to the latest business advice from me and my special guests. And the best bit is you can do it whilst on your way to work, walking the dog, or even making dinner. Just search for the Beauty Business Podcast in your favourite podcast app, online, or again, there's a link below this video.